So I was just trying to get everything set up. I apologize. Today is kind of a hectic day. It is day 10. Oops, day 10 of our 30 days of Christmas. And I'm not going to be very much on this video. You don't need to see my mug, right? I am Dory Jo Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and I have been doing um 10 days of Christmas gifts, homemade gifts, and I hope that you can see this all okay. I am going to be making day 10, and we are going to make a big Santa bag. I guess that's what you would call it. This was the bag we got from Chocateur. I'm not sure if they're available any longer because they were a special buy. I think they ran out. But if you are looking for, look it up on Amazon. This is a very large bag. I can't remember the size. Just hold on a second. I will get the size measurements. I definitely have found these on Amazon in the past. Maybe not in tan. This is a tan or a beige. It's a 24 by 32 inch drawstring bag. I found them. I think this would be really cute. I have found them like in a buffalo check, just plain red and black, and this would be amazing with white ink. But today I'm going to do this Reindeer Games on it and kind of decorate it up. If you wanted to, you could also add a tag on, maybe chalk a tag to add it on and make it personal for somebody for Christmas. Or I think these make a great gift alone, because I've had lots of requests at my craft fairs for gift bags, the large gift bags. So I've already put in my ink mat on the inside, the larger size one, and we're using the 18 by 12 by 18, 12 by 18 size transfer. It's the C size transfer. This is Reindeer Games, and I'm putting it closer to the top on purpose. Let me see if you can see that okay. Looks like it. And the reason I'm doing that is because I think the bottom, when you put presents in it, it's going to expand out. You're not really going to see that anyway. So I'm just going to eyeball it and make sure you could measure if you wanted, if you weren't quite as trustworthy about your eyeballing abilities. And the mat I have in here happens to be exactly 18 inches. So we want to make sure it's in there exactly underneath this project, because it's going to go through. This is a pretty thin fabric linen. It's almost like a linen, I would say. So this is what we're going to do, and really it's just a bag. I guess the trend is that people will go ahead and put all their gifts inside of a reusable bag and then reuse this every year. So that's why we're using ink. Once we use the ink and heat set it, it will be permanent, so you can wash and dry it. I don't know if you'd want to dry this. Well, it looks like you could dry it. But I'm going to make sure this is down really well, and I'm going to do it all in one color because I want it to be easy peasy. I'm doing bark with the Reindeer Games. You could also do it in full black or red or whatever color ink that you have on hand or would like to get. I do think a paste packet would probably work pretty well, but I am loving this Reindeer Games pattern, and you could use a bigger squeegee for this for sure, but I just like to kind of work in sections. So this, and ink is a lot different than using like a vinyl that peels off, because vinyl doesn't like ink get into the fabric. The ink is going to print all the way through, and so you're going to find that this will leak through to your mat. If you don't have one of the ink mats, you could also use like a large piece of cardboard, but do something, otherwise you'll have the reverse print on the other side of the bag, and we don't want to do that. I don't think, anyway, unless you're going for that look, I guess. But so I hope you're having a wonderful weekend, and I appreciate you coming in here and taking a look. Always when you're doing ink, make sure that you have wipes like at the ready, ready, because it can be messy, and if you get one fingerprint on your finger or one little bit on your finger and then put your finger outside of the mat, like I just got my finger into the bark, it will leave a fingerprint, and it is hard to remove, especially with the darker inks. So they do stain. They have a pigment in them that makes it sort of take over. So if you would like to see, of course, I have like 20 more days of ideas for homemade Christmas gifts that I'm going to be providing for free here on the channel. But if you'd like to see some of them ahead of time, if you're busy making Christmas gifts or need to get your supplies in and want to see them as I make them, you can become a member of my channel. It's Prairie Scraps, and I would love that. But be sure to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to my channel. As you can see, there's like some spots where it's not exactly going into it, so I'm kind of going back. This is very forgiving. It is, I can feel sort of a bubble getting through it, so it's kind of, I'm trying to go in one direction, not too many directions, so I don't shift it and go underneath. But I even think like this deer portion of it probably would look very nice if you just kind of did a very light inking on it and didn't even get it full solid. But we're gonna go solid on it because we can. What an easy way. You could make any kind of bags, really. You wouldn't have to make a big one. You could make tote bags for a Christmas gift with our inks. You could make little cosmetic bags and fill it with some little things inside of it, you know, like lotion. Oops, that one is outside. Ah. It does go through. You can see it right there. Look, I missed. Oh, it isn't. Just want to make sure it wasn't outside the mat. I was at the top though, however. Whoops. I thought it was there. We'll have to take a look at it. I think it'll be okay. It is what it is. It's gonna be there. I guess that's the good thing about it'll be the back side. Whoops. If I was giving this to someone I knew, I could put their name on it, maybe put it over the top where I schmoozed through. And maybe I had this happen one time. I forgot to put my mat in, and it did go through my shirt to the back of the shirt, but it only did the inside. So I was lucky that time. But of course, I'm, you know, only got 2 of these bags, and it's gonna be a problem, right? That's what happens. I just want to make sure here. Where's the end of the mat going? Okay. Yeah, be checking where your end of your mat. It might even work better. The thing I like about the mat is it's a sticky mat, so the fabric really stays put when I'm using it. And I mean, I've used the mats hundreds of times now. They are starting to not be quite as sticky as they were when I got them. So I actually have 4 mats. You could use 2 of the long skinny ones. There's one that's about this size, and then there's the 18 by 18 size. I think it's a 12 by 24, so it's longer. It would have maybe been easier to do 2 of those. I guess I didn't really need a whole bunch of. So I'm just gonna go back. You could take your time with ink. It doesn't like get stuck in the transfer like chalk and then peel up. So you're good to go. You can just keep going. Even if it's kind of drying up, it's okay. It'll come out just fine. You can go back. You can add more to places that it's not adding. And it's non-toxic, so kids could do this. This would be a fun project for kids to do. Have the kids make grandma a yarn bag or something. And it looks good. It's not like your average, you know, children's project. It'll look good. So one year I got pillowcases for my daughter. She inked them that say grandma's house is best or something like that. I can't remember. But I love it. I love it. I love having anything grandma's house. I see some of my snowflakes did not get completely inked, so I'm going to go back on that. And it's re-inkable. So as we peel it, and if we see that it's not gone through, I can just set it back down, stick it back down, and fix the areas that haven't. The ink in that manner is very forgiving that way. It's kind of nice. All right, and you can see I'm kind of keeping up any extra ink. You don't have to leave extra ink on it. Let's see what we have to do on that other side. But it definitely does go through on this project. So I'm just gonna, before I peel it up, I'm going to make sure that my hands are clean because we do not want it to get all over. Oh, so once this dries, once this has a chance to dry really good, usually I try to dry in 24 hours. I'm getting this ready for a craft fair, so it definitely won't be that. But once this gets dry, we'll take a piece of parchment paper, put it over the top, and iron it as on high for about 4 minutes. Isn't that great? Oh my goodness, I love it. Love, love, love. It kind of looks like a feed sack, doesn't it? I love it. How cute is that for your Christmas gifts? And neutral too. I was asking the girls, I was gonna do it in black, and then I realized it didn't have black. And I thought I didn't have the bark. This is in the color bark. I didn't think I had bark because last night my daughter said I didn't have it. So anyway, I wasn't even thinking about bark, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I was thinking about doing just plain black because I'm also out of red and white. So I'm limited for colors right now, but that's okay. I would have done this in one color anyway. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take this out of here. Maybe I won't. Look at how much that went through that bag. And it went through, it doesn't show on the back at all. So that's good. I'm just gonna leave it alone. If I would try to remove it, it would sink through and go to the other side. So I'm gonna carefully move this out, but look at how much came off on that. That's why it's so important to have something in between your fabrics. Oops, don't go over on each other. But that is it. That is our gift bag, our Reindeer Games gift bag. What a cute gift that would make for anybody. If you had a larger gift that you were giving to somebody, kind of little extra to give them. Or maybe if you're a grandma or a mom and you just want to get your kids some cute bags this year. I know I used to give my kids bags at Christmas time, you know, like 31s or whatever. But there is that. I will leave this dry and then I will press it and it will be good to go in the washer and dryer. It will be totally permanent. I hope that you're having a great day and you're enjoying this series. Please go back and watch them if you haven't watched the other series. Just go ahead and go on my channel. And make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I do go live. And I'd love to have you join as a member so you could see all the behind the scenes and kind of see some of these videos ahead of time. So I hope you have a great day. Be very blessed and keep on crafting.